Hi guys! I'm sad to not have you in my class, but I'm excited we can all tune in together. So my church did a Bible verse on Sunday this week, and I thought it was a good one to hear. So it's Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose." So even though we have to be in separate houses and everything in these next weeks to end school, we all know that it's for his good, right? And it's all happening for a reason. So let's say a quick prayer before we get started. All right. Dear Jesus, thank you for giving us this chance to all still do school together, even though we have to be apart. I hope that all my kiddos still have fun as we go through this lesson together. And I pray for everyone to be safe and everything to end in his glory. Amen. So we're going to start with geography like we always do in class. And this week we're doing Central America. So let's say Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua. So now I'm going to say it and you guys are going to repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
Guatemala,
Guatemala,
Belize,
Belize,
El Salvador,
El Salvador,
Honduras,
Honduras,
and Nicaragua.
and Nicaragua.
Good job. All right, now we're going to look at our maps. So if you guys have these maps, we're going to do the colored map first. So we're going to look at the whole world. And Central America is right down here in between North America and South America. But if you look at the bottom corner of your map, it makes it bigger so you can see it. So let's do the first one. Let me grab a marker. All right. So the first one was Guatemala. So that's this biggest one over on this side right here. So you guys would color in Guatemala. See it right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the next one is Belize.
Belize.
Say Belize.
Belize.
Yes, and it's right by Guatemala. It's real skinny right there. When that marker doesn't work great, but it's right there. And then next is El Salvador.
El Salvador.
So that one's right below Guatemala, right there. El Salvador. See that? And Honduras. So we're going to color in Honduras. Say Honduras.
Honduras.
And then the very last one is Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
And we'll color in that one right there. And then you guys will turn your map to this blank page to fill it out, okay? So here it is, zoomed in again. And what was our first one of Central America? Guatemala. So Guatemala's right here. Let's outline it this time.
Outline.
There's Guatemala.
Can I do it?
And then next is Belize. And Belize was this little one right next to Guatemala. Right there. And then El Salvador.
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Right under here below Guatemala. Another little one.
And it's just like Elsa.
And then Honduras. It's right there. And then very last one, Nicaragua. It's right there. All right, see that? And then we'll erase all of our geography. Erase that? You erase it? And we're done with geography for the day. So we can go. Okay, what subject do you guys want to do next? How about Annie? History? All right, so we're going to do history next. Tell me about the end of the Cold War. In the 1980s, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and American President Ronald Reagan worked together to end the Cold War, lessen big government, and strengthen the conservative movement. So let's do our hand motions and you guys repeat after me, okay? All right. So in the 1980s.
In the 1980s.
All right, and it's kind of a disco, so we're going to go, in the 1980s, ooh.
Yay.
So let me hear.
In the 1980s.
Ooh.
In the 1980s.
British Prime Minister
British Prime Minister
Margaret Thatcher
Margaret Thatcher
and American President
and American President
Ronald Reagan
Ronald Reagan
worked together to end the Cold War.
worked together to end the Cold War.
Let's start at the beginning, okay? So we have in the 1980s, ooh.
In the 1980s, ooh.
British Prime Minister
British Prime Minister
Margaret Thatcher
Margaret Thatcher
and American President
and American President
Ronald Reagan
Ronald Reagan
worked together to end the Cold War,
worked together to end the Cold War,
lessen big government,
lessen the government,
and strengthen the conservative
strengthen the
conservative
conservative
movement.
movement.
All right, we're gonna do it one more time and then we'll do it with the app, okay? In the 1980s,
Ooh. In the 1980s, ooh.
British Prime Minister
British Prime Minister
Margaret Thatcher
Margaret Thatcher
and American President Ronald Reagan
American President Ronald Reagan
worked together to end the Cold War,
worked together to end the Cold War,
lessen big government,
lessen the government,
strengthen the conservative
and strengthen the conservative
movement.
movement.
All right, let's do this song.
Week 21. Tell me about the end of the Cold War. In the 1980s, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and American President Ronald Reagan worked together to end the Cold War, lessen big government, and strengthen the conservative
movement. All right, ready?
In the
1980s, ooh, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and American President Ronald Reagan worked together to end the Cold War, lessen big government, strengthen the American movement. In the 1980s, ooh, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and American President Ronald Reagan worked together to end the Cold War, lessen big government, and strengthen the conservative movement. All right. Good job. And we're done with history. So we can mark history off.
Okay. I want to mark it off after. One other one.
All right. So,
History.
no, we just did history.
What?
I'm going to ask, who should I ask? Gabriel. What subject do you want to do next? Science. He said science.
I couldn't hear it.
You didn't hear him? I heard him. I heard you, Gabriel. All right, science. What is the third law of thermodynamics? All right. The third law of thermodynamics explains that it is impossible to reach the state of absolute zero temperature.
Absolute zero temperature.
Good job. All right, so let's do our motions. What is the third law of thermodynamics? The third law of thermodynamics. So say it.
The third law of thermodynamics
Explains that it is impossible.
Explains that it is impossible
To reach the state of absolute zero temperature.
Absolute zero temperature.
Good job. All right, what if we do it in a silly voice?
I want to pick.
You want to pick? All right, what silly voice?
Cowboy.
Cowboy? That's the one Claire's mom would have picked. All right. I gotta say my y'all. Y'all.
Wait, I want it in
What?
regular.
No. What is the third law of thermodynamics? The third law of thermodynamics. Gotta do it in cowboy voice. Explains that it is impossible
Explains that it is impossible
to reach the state of absolute zero temperature.
Absolute zero temperature.
Good job. All right, let's see what voice Uriah wants to do. What voice does Uriah want to do? He said monster. He always wants to do a monster voice. All right, so we'll say, what is the third law of thermodynamics? Yeah, we would probably have claws. The third law of thermodynamics explains that it is impossible to reach the state of absolute zero temperature.
Absolute zero temperature.
Good job. All right, one more voice. Let's see. Who should we ask?
Uriah. Sam.
I'm going to ask.
Sam.
Okay, we'll ask Sam. Sam, what voice do you want?
He said pig.
Oh, he said a mouse voice, not a pig voice. He said a little quiet mouse voice. So let's see. What is the third law of thermodynamics? The third law of thermodynamics explains that it is impossible
How about we do this?
to reach the state of absolute zero temperature. All right, good job. And that's going to be science for the day.
I'll do it.
All right. So next, who's going to pick our next subject?
How
How about we let Claire pick? Let's see what Claire's going to say. Oh, Claire said Latin. She likes Latin. All right, so we're going to do Latin. First, conjugation endings, pluperfect tense. And you know who knows what to think of? Sam's mom, Miss Carrie. What do we think of when we hear pluperfect?
A drum.
Yeah, we think of our drum. Arum, aris, erit. Aramis, eritus, erant. First conjugation. Pluperfect tense. Good job. All right, so let's say it together. We'll go one at a time, okay? Arum. Don't skip ahead. Arum. Eris. Erit. Aramis. Eritus. Erant. Good job. Yeah, should we sing with our song? Let's do our song.
Week 20. Week
Week
Here we go.
21.
Weeks 9 and 10, 21 and 22. Arum, eris, erit. Aramis, eritus, erant. First conjugation.
Pluperfect tense.
Yeehaw!
Good job.
Bye, Mommy.
All right. And that's going to be Latin.
Oh.
Aw, that was so quick. All right, next subject. What do you want to do, Samantha? English. I like it. Good choice. English today is a conjunction. So conjunction, who remembers hearing about a conjunction before?
Me, parts of speech.
Yes, we talked about conjunction in 8 parts of speech. And now we're going to talk about what a conjunction is. So a conjunction is a word used to connect words, phrases, or clauses together. So when I think of a conjunction, I think of like a train track, because a train track connects 2 places together, right? So our conjunction is going to connect our words. So you guys repeat after me. A conjunction is a word
A conjunction is a word
used to connect
used to connect
words,
words,
phrases,
phrases,
or clauses together.
or clauses together.
Good job. All right, so we're going to do a song to help us remember. All right? I'm going to say, a conjunction is a word used to connect. A conjunction is a word used to connect. To connect words, phrases, or clauses together. A conjunction is a word used to connect. All right, you want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay, try to sing it with me this time. A conjunction is a word used to connect. A conjunction is a word used to connect. To connect words, phrases, or clauses together. A conjunction is a word used to connect. All right, good job. All right, so we're done with English. Let's mark off English.
I sing that every time you say English.
All right, no, we still have timeline, but we're going to do math. Math is a long one this week, but I know you guys can do it. All right, so the associative law for addition states, open parentheses, A plus B, close parentheses, plus C equals A plus, open parentheses, B plus C, close parentheses. So that's a lot to say. So we're going to work on just this part first. All right, so let's do mathercise with it. Let's see. Merit, what do you want to do? Oh, okay. Merit says she wants to touch the ground and then jump up. Touch the ground and then jump up. Okay? So we're going to do that while we say this whole thing. So I'll say it and then you say it. So we're going to say open parentheses.
Do we have to get in the phone because you don't have enough
Nope.
room back here?
A plus B.
A plus B.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Plus C.
Plus C.
Equals
Equal
A plus
A plus
open parentheses.
open parentheses.
B plus C.
B plus C.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Woo! All right, let's do a different one. Let's see. All right, Uriah. What do you want to do? Oh, Uriah wants to do kicks. Like that, okay? So you guys repeat after me. Make sure you're all standing up for this. All right, so open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
A plus B.
A plus B.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Plus C.
Plus C.
Equals.
Equals.
A plus.
A plus.
Open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
B plus C.
B plus C.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
All right. Last time, let's do punches. All right? So get down, bend your knees. All right. Open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
A plus B.
A plus B.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Plus C.
Plus C.
Equals.
Equals.
A plus.
A plus.
Open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
B plus C.
B plus C.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
All right. Good job. All right, now, so that was addition. Now we're going to do the associative law for multiplication. Now it's the exact same, except instead of a plus sign, we have a times sign. All right, a multiplication sign. So this one says, repeat after me, open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
A times B,
A times B.
close parentheses,
Close parentheses.
times C
Times C.
equals
Equals.
A times,
A times.
open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
B times C,
B times C.
close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
All right, so let's do math exercise again. Let's do, what do I want to do this time? I'm tired.
Jacks.
What?
Ask
Jumping
me.
jacks?
Mommy!
You know who wants to do jumping jacks? Sam.
What about
Sam
push-ups?
loves jumping jacks. We'll do jumping jacks. I'm not doing push-ups.
Mommy, how about squats?
Squats?
Yeah.
Maybe next. All right, ready? So I'll say, open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
A times B,
A times B.
close parentheses,
Close parentheses.
times C,
Times C.
equals
Equals.
A times,
A times.
open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
B times C,
B times C.
close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Good job. All right. What if we do next? How about we go like this? Leg lifts. All right. So the associative law for multiplication states.
So the associative law of multiplication states.
Open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
A times B.
A times B.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Times C.
Times C.
Equals
Equals.
A times,
A times.
open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
B times C,
B times C.
close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
All right, last time, let's do the other leg. I gotta keep my legs even. All right, the associative law for multiplication states.
The associative law
Of multiplication states.
Open parentheses,
open parentheses.
A times B,
A times B.
close parentheses,
Close parentheses.
times C
Times C.
equals
Equals
A times,
A times
open parentheses,
Open parentheses.
B times C.
B
My hips popping every time.
times C.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Good job. All right, that's it for math. All right.
How much I've done with this stuff.
Last thing, timeline.
Timeline.
Timeline. And Merritt's going to be super excited for timeline today. Wait for the hand motions. It has to do with cats. And everybody knows Merritt loves cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Timeline. World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt. World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt. All right, so we're going to go World War II. So make your W. World War II and President
And President
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
So we're going to go President, and then we're going to make our R for Roosevelt. Stalin of the USSR
Stalin of the USSR.
and the Katyn Massacre.
And the Katyn Massacre.
It almost sounds like you're saying cat, right? So we're going to say in the Katyn Massacre.
And the Katyn Massacre.
All right. World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
World War II and President Roosevelt.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. Stalin of the USSR
Stalin of the USSR.
and the Katyn Massacre.
And the Katyn Massacre.
The United Nations formed
The United Nations formed
the Cold War.
the Cold War.
All right, so we're going to go the United Nations formed
The Cold War.
and then the Cold War. All right. Gandia and India's independence.
Independence.
All right, so we're going in again like we usually do for India. So Gandia and India's independence. Jewish state established. So we're going to put our little Jewish hat on. Jewish state established. Say it.
USA established.
Don't forget your hat.
I already did my hat.
All right, and then Mao and communist victory in China. Merritt, what is Mao? When I say Mao, what does that make you think of? Does it make you think meow? So we're gonna make little whiskers. Mao.
Yeah.
Mao and communist victory in China.
Victory
Alright.
in China.
Victory in China. So we'll make a C for China. All right, so let's start at the beginning. World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Stalin of the USSR
Stalin of
and the
US
Katyn Massacre.
And the Katyn Massacre.
The United Nations formed
The United
the Cold War.
The Cold War.
Gandia and India's
Gandia and India.
independence.
Independence.
Jewish state established.
Jewish state established. I don't know if I could do anything because I'm weird.
Mao and communist victory in China.
Victory in China.
Good job. All right, let's listen to it on our app. Okay.
World War II and
President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Stalin of the USSR, the United Nations formed the Cold War, Gandia and India's independence, Jewish state established, now a communist victory in China. All right, let's do that again, okay? Make sure you guys are all standing up and doing the motions with me. World War II and President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Stalin of the USSR and the Katyn Massacre. The United Nations formed the Cold War. And India's independence. Jewish state established, Now communist victory in China. All right, last time, and then we're all done with new grammar.
Wait, that was English?
Timeline.
Yeah, that was timely. To President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Stalin of the USSR, and the Katyn Massacre. United Nations formed, the Cold War, Gandhi and India's independence, Jewish state established, now in communist victory in China. Good job. All right, and that's it for the day, guys. And you guys can keep practicing that at home this week. And then you'll watch a separate video for science and orchestra. All right, bye.
And have a good rest of the day.